Once I have removed the retaining bar, then I can release the dampers from their housings. To pull each one of these dampers out, you kind of have to tilt forward, and there's a little clip or this little bar that goes across there. You basically have to kind of wiggle that back a little bit, being careful not to break it, and then you can basically wiggle the damper straight out. Alright, I'll make sure that the tubing is over right there, and I'll set these in order. Okay. If I am replacing the damper, what I would do is either take this piece of tube off and spin it over. Alright, another thing you'll do with a new damper is to actually take a razor blade and cut the threads of the original damper that is also for the color dampers that has the little spin on, little flange right here. You actually want to cut this threads down so there is only about 2 threads showing. So that way when I put my piece of tubing on there, it's not too far up in there. Okay. So you should have 4 pieces of tubing, one a little bit larger than each other. Alright? So when you have all your tubing back onto your new damper that's been cut down with a razor blade, you will take these and put them back in. The shortest one will go towards the inside. So when I slide these back in, I slide up in here so that way that the flange sits in there, and then I will push these down until they lock into position, like so. Basically keeping them in line with each other. Okay. If you have to twist them sideways a little bit, you might have to do so. And then once I get them all in, I'll make sure to get them in line with each other. Last but not least, in their correct position, they should all be completely straight. With them completely straight, that means they will line up with the actual nozzles of the print head. When you put this back on, you will basically line these up as best as possible. On some versions of the Viper, there is a little metal fork that sticks over the side that will touch this little grounding plate. On other ones, there won't be. Alright, so we'll basically line up all these dampers so that way they fit right into the holes of the dampers, and then firmly press them down and kind of wiggle back and forth to make sure that they go in the correct holes. This is very essential to get those lined back up. If not, it will be impossible to get a perfect nozzle check. Once those are back on, I will put those 3 screws back in. And remember, these are the ones with the little tiny heads. And be careful not to over tighten them because they are a wood grain and they will strip out plastic. You just want to get them kind of thumb tight, just snug.